Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here with beautiful Meisha and Brandy, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Meisha's ability to understand and respond to her formal on-leash obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Brandy is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any correction that we use. And the only correction that we use here at school is a little tug and release on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Meisha's going to come home with her very own training equipment, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly during your follow-up training session. Now, if you notice, Meisha is sitting very nicely at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Meisha heel. Now, at this point, Meisha has a job to do, and that is to stay even with your left leg when you're walking with her, not dragging you down the street, not forging ahead, but focusing more on you than everything that's going on around her. And when you stop your feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So if you're walking down the street and you encounter someone you want to talk to, or you stopped to cross traffic, she should be sitting quietly at your left, waiting for you to tell her what to do next. Now, Meisha is a girl that has good days and bad days when it comes to obedience training. So one thing that I'm going to caution you about right now is that you don't give up on the days that she's having a bad day. You have to get her to do something so that you feel as though you've accomplished something with her, regardless of how good or bad she's behaved on that day. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the sit-stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. We're not going to go all the way the full extent of the 6-foot training leash, but that's going to be a goal of yours moving forward. Your long sit-stay can be practiced indoors as well as outdoors. You're going to start out at about 30 seconds, and you're going to work up to 3 minutes. When Brandy returned back to her, she walked all the way around her. And if you noticed, she stopped at Meisha's shoulders. That's the signal for Meisha that you're going to get another command. So remember, when you return, you stop at her shoulders. Everything starts and stops at this heel position. So heel is a position, it's also an exercise. Brandy's going to leave her in another sit-stay. And like I said, you're going to lengthen out your time and your distance, and you can practice right indoors. It's going to be real hot this weekend. She's a black dog. Practice inside. Don't let this go one day without practicing. Put your video on and practice. This time, instead of returning to her, Brandy's going to demonstrate the come on command. So the command is Meisha come. She's been taught to come and sit. Do not praise her or encourage her if she's jumping all over you. She must sit to get that attention that she's craving. And Brandy will demonstrate that come on command again for us. Nice automatic sit, stay. And you can repeat the stay command if you feel the need. And then Brandy again is going to demonstrate Meisha come, and she comes and sits. Very nicely done. She's a very high-strung puppy. She sometimes reacts strangely to new and different things, but what I want for you is control. I want her to be under control and you to feel like you're the leader, not Meisha. And I know how attached you are. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is our series of downs. The first one is a down from heel position. So with the dog seated at your left, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Just stand close to her, Brandy. Now, this is Meisha at her finest. She wants to put her nose on the ground, then she'll pop up, she'll stand up. Brandy kind of enforced that by standing closer to her, which is a good tip for you. And the down stay is best practiced indoors because you have no reason for your dog to down and stay outside for the most part. I have to tell you, she's making herself, I don't even want to jinx this video by saying she's making herself look good, but she is. And I saw that little tug that Brandy gave her because she didn't sit. And get that no word out if you see she's going to break, which she did. And Brandy stands like right on top of her to enforce that, because when you stand over a dog, it makes you automatically the dominant dog. This time Brandy will call her and she'll back up as she calls her in. Now she's losing her focus a little bit, which is typical Meisha. Brandy will heel her out of that. She gives her a little treat for encouragement. That's okay every once in a while. Don't catch yourself treat training her. A treat every once in a while is fine. A treat every day, all day, to get her to perform skills that she knows is not fine. Now the next command that we're going to demonstrate is the down from a distance. So you leave her in a sit stay. You're going to turn to face her. You're going to use your right hand to give the command, straight down toward the ground, and stay. And it's okay if you have to stand right on top of her in the beginning. Your goal is going to be to lengthen out your distance again and your time. Now we have demonstrated for you all of Meisha's formal on-leash obedience commands, and actually for Meisha today was a good day. I hope you're happy with what she's learned. We'll have lots of instructions for you for tomorrow when you come to get her, and you'll actually have a chance to work with her with Brandy acting as your coach. She's been challenging, but she's a sweet girl, and we've enjoyed having her, and we want to thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.